Pisces, this is your April 2016 reading for love and partnerships, as well as your general reading. We're starting with love and partnerships. The first card that comes up says, express your love, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Well, this card says what needs to be said. Show your love. So if you're with a partner, be prepared to show the partner how much you appreciate them. It's necessary at the moment that you show them how much you appreciate them. If you've just gotten into a relationship or partnership, don't hold back on your feelings. Don't be scared to show the person how you feel about them. The next card that comes up says healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Now, what this card discusses is that you've probably been undergoing relationship patterns which are unhealthy or not benefiting your partnerships and relationships. They're not as happy as you would like them to be. And the issue here under discussion is things that happened in your childhood, happened in your past, in family environments that have now stuck in your psyche. So you're repeating those relationship patterns in an attempt to try and deal with them. So what this says is that you need to forgive and possibly forget. How you go about that, well, that's going to be personal to you, and where you get your guidance from is going to be personal to you as well. But if you want a happy partnership or relationship, this is something that you're going to have to need to deal with. Then the final card that comes up says new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. I think this card is applicable mostly to those that are single, well, hopefully. And it's saying that someone has recently come into your life or is just about to come into your life that is going to stir your feelings. And that's where that first card will come into play, saying express your feelings. And the second card as well is if you want this relationship to be a happy one, if you do not want to be repeating those old relationship patterns, then make sure that you deal with those old issues before you partake in this new love so that you can have that happy, healthy relationship that you want. Now, the guidance card that comes up says, true love is like a ghost who everyone talks about but few have seen. So this card is possibly suggesting for those of you that are now going into new relationships or looking for new relationships that you haven't actually experienced true love up to now. You might think you have, but you're about to perhaps discover what it really is. It's that elusive thing that you possibly thought you had in your grasp in the past, but you haven't. And also for those of you in permanent relationships to push it a little bit further because there could be more to it than what you think. The next card says you now have the potential to push your relationships and your partnerships to a new level, to an elevated level. So obviously if you deal with those old issues, you clear them out, you forgive, you forget, you release the toxicity that it brings into your partnerships and relationships, you're going to reach a new level of relating. The final card in the guidance says, right, so there was something in the past that wasn't great. It bit you, it hurt you, it had deceit involved, plenty of deceit, but not to let that destroy what you have now. That was in the past, that was someone in the past. If you cling to that fear, you will manifest it. Let it go, release it, deal with it. Then your general forecast for this month. We are going to do a where to next reading. You had the 2 eclipses in March. They would definitely have changed your life, altered your life in some way. You now landed somewhere slightly different or possibly totally different. And this reading, it looks at where to next. The first card that comes up is the card of orphaned. And this card says if you're feeling disconnected, lonely, orphaned, rejected, that you need to have a look at being completely yourself. Are you being your true, authentic self? Are you trying to be someone else and therefore fit in with a crowd that does not suit you, so you never feel like you belong, and they are on some level rejecting you because you don't actually belong there? It is the only way you will attract abundance both with people and in an earthly sense with manifestation is if you are authentically, truly yourself. And maybe the thing you need to look at, who is that? Do you know who that is? Your challenge is going to be to keep your thoughts positive because everything will then turn out beautifully. It says have confidence in yourself as you will find new ideas and solutions. So you're going to possibly have a tendency to negativity at times and loss of self-confidence. Don't go there. It's not necessary. This is the Sun card. So that is a challenge. Says all you're going to do is push aside those negative thoughts. That's all you're going to need to do, because that's all they are. They've got no more substance than that. Then it says the way around this challenge as well is to realize that you need to cast your line out there and be patient, because there's timing involved here, and there's a quietness involved as well. It's not going to be a rush, and it's not going to be a bam moment. It's going to be quietly, fish comes along and you're going to reel it in. But it's time involved there, and it's sitting quietly back and waiting for that time. The next step says, right when that time does arrive, now don't just keep sitting back, grab the opportunity as it comes in. It says, think clearly, strategize, don't impulsively pile in there, but don't, once you see that opportunity, then carry on sitting back. Use the opportunity when it does come in. It's going to come in at a time, but then make use of that opportunity. And the final card, the outcome, says, I think this is going to work on two levels. You're finally going to be taken care of, perhaps on a material level, but I think on a spiritual level too. And what is inside manifests outside too. So look after yourself too. Do what needs to be done. Take care of yourself. Eat properly, sleep properly, play properly, work properly. Do everything that you need to do to take care of yourself. Go to the hairdresser if that's what you like to do. Go for manicures and pedicures. Groom yourself. Take care of all aspects of yourself so that you can feel nurtured. And then you'll see it will reflect in your outer life. Your outer life will nurture you as well. Your guidance card says there's something coming out of the blue here. It's a fine thread in your reading. And although this seems like a very volatile card, as it says volatility, it is just something that is going to crop up suddenly for you to deal with, and not to overreact to it. It doesn't need an overreaction. Don't get dramatic about this. The next card says, and this is got to do with that grooming as well, the purification and dealing with your old issues. This is about clean up time, clean out time, neat, strategize time. Because the final card is that of the dragonfly or emergence. I don't think you're here just yet. It's emerging. That time is coming where you're going to emerge into a new state of being. So you're getting ready for that emergence. So you're priming those feathers and you're cleaning up your nest because you're about to set forth and fly. And your soul path card is that of the magpie. And the magpie says, shed that safety net and go after that jewel that you have your eye on. So when you cast out that line, you feel that bite, go after it. Don't then let fear stop you. I think this applies to your partnerships and relationships too. Go after it. And then the spirit card says, spirit is the flow of insight into your true self. And here it says, let your spirit guide you. Do that which uplifts your spirit. And this is another thread running right through your reading. Do that which uplifts your spirit. Physically, mentally, in all aspects of your life, do what uplifts your spirit. Right, Pisces, that is your April 2016 reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this.
What you said to me, taking only things of beauty, and that will keep me moving on. So when I let it go, I knew it had to be taking things about nobody, and that will keep me moving on. And I'm not afraid of those words. I'm not afraid to be the two words I'm not afraid to say. And I have gone on from all the time we had, leveled off and